Today we are going to plant some Primula seeds, or Primrose. I've got 3 different types here. I have the Gold Lace Primrose, the Danova Growers Select Mix, and the Primula X Pubescens, which I believe is a cross. My first primrose plant I bought at a Mother's Day plant sale many years ago, and it lasted about 3 years in my garden, and I really just loved it. And I have been wanting to grow some from seed for a while, so I finally bought some seed this year, and I'm going to try it. They take a little while to get started, apparently, so I am starting them fairly early in the year. They also like cold weather, so I should be able to put them out relatively early this year. So getting them started here in February is just fine, I think. I am multi-sowing them here in these little containers. And then once they germinate, I will prick them out and pot them up into their individual cells so they can grow on from there. You can see here that the seeds are pretty small, so I'm going to just literally spread them on the surface here. I am tamping the surface down so they don't fall through any big gaps because they do need light to germinate, and I want them right on the top so they can get that. These are the Primula X Pubescens. The packet says it is one of the oldest primrose species. Oh, don't drop the seeds. Grows 8 inches tall with leathery paddle-shaped leaves and clusters of spring flowers in shades of yellow, purple, red, pink, and white. This is about 50 seeds here from this pack. So once they're big enough to go outside, I think I'm going to keep them in pots because I would like to know what colors they are before I actually put them in the landscape, since 2 of these packets of seeds are multicolored in that there are many different colors in the same packet. I'm assuming that they will flower this first year, so hopefully I'll get to know what that is and I can plant them in the ground this season. So here we have the Gold Lace Primrose, or Primula X Polyantha. The description says, a classic primrose popular with Victorian gardeners and still fascinates today. Features masses of laced crimson flowers with a striking golden eye. So these I thought looked really pretty. I have never seen these before in person. They weren't like the ones that I had gotten years ago. I got all of these primrose seeds from Swallowtail Gardens seeds.com. But I thought they would be beautiful in the garden, and I cannot wait to see how they go. We've got about 10 seeds here in this packet. So I was talking about earlier how to find out what color they are before I plant them, because I'd like to know before I put them in the ground. So if they don't flower in the first year, I was thinking that over the winter I would probably put them maybe in the vegetable garden to grow through the winter, and then when they do flower in the spring, I would know what colors they were, and then could put them where I want them out in the landscape. So I think that's my plan. Plan A and Plan B. Okay, this one is the Danova Growers Select Mix. It is Primula Oculus. Primula Oculus. The description includes 13 colors from pastel shades and white to deepest blues, yellows, and reds. Grows 6 to 9 inches tall, perennial. The packet here has about 20 seeds. All right, growing conditions. They like some part shade. They're not really a full sun kind of plant unless you live in a really cold area. They like moisture in their soil, but they do want some decent drainage. I have had them in sort of my woodland garden area, so on the side of a hill. but it doesn't get too much moisture over there. So they grew just fine, and they got a good morning sun, and then that was about it. So I decided I can't see which ones are which, so I would just turn this around. Since the containers are clear, it makes it easier to see what the label is. Silly me. So I'm going to add some vermiculite to the top of these. That helps keep the moisture level at the surface of the soil about right. So not too moist, not too dry. It also helps protect against some pathogens like damping off and some other things. So I'm just going to spread a light layer. Since these Primula seeds need light, I don't want to put it on too heavy, and it should be fine. Enough light will get through the vermiculite, so that'll be all right. In addition to needing a little light, the seeds need to be cool to germinate. So I'm not going to put these on a heat mat. It's actually bad for germination if you do have a heat mat. So they're just going to go under some lights, no heat mat or anything. The room where I'm growing all of these stays at about 65 degrees, so that should be fine. You can see here I'm about to water with my handy watering bottle with the little holes poked in the top. Pretty gentle stream comes out and makes this really easy to do. It's easy to refill. So I'm giving these a good top water to help settle the soil and settle the seeds down on the soil and make sure that everything has good moisture. And I'm going to add a little bit more vermiculite to the top here. And now I'm going to put on these lids. They have a little bit of a hole in them for some airflow, but they're mostly like a humidity dome. So they keep in the moisture until the seeds germinate. Once I get good germination, I'll take these lids off again. And that is it. These Primula seeds are planted. Now we just are going to wait for them in their own time to germinate and grow. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.